What is going on, fellow Wastelanders? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a wild 24 hours as players react with harsh criticism to the latest Uranium battle format. The developers have set an insanely high 16,000 power score requirement for this month's event, and let's just say it's not going over well. In response to the backlash, they've dropped a new roadmap, giving us a glimpse of what's coming next. Today we're breaking down the dev schedule so we can prepare for the future of Uranium battles in CROSSOUT. Now, if you're not familiar with Uranium battles, here's a quick breakdown. Uranium is the most valuable resource in the game. It's the key to crafting relics, the highest tier weapons. Until recently, clan battles were the only way to earn it, meaning only veteran players or those who have invested a ton of time or money had access to them. That all changed with the introduction of Uranium battles. The idea behind Battle for Uranium, or so we thought, was to finally give solo players and newer players a way to earn Uranium, reducing relic costs and making endgame content more accessible. Since its launch, we've seen many variations in entry requirements, power scores changing, separate brackets, solo-only queues, and with each version, the community has had strong, divisive reactions. With this new 16,000 power score requirement, that is no different, and the idea that new players could use this mode to get into clan battles, earn Uranium, and make coins seems completely out the window. Now, worse yet, the developers didn't really think this through, because Confrontation mode, which was a reliable way for players to earn badges and trade them for resources and parts, have been removed this week in favor of Uranium battles. So not only are newer players locked out of Uranium battles, but now they can't even grind the basic badges and scrap metal in a 4v4 environment. Smart thinking, right? Now, on the bright side, I've talked about this, solo queue is still an option, and I don't need a full team or a specific time to play and join for clan battles, which is great. But for 90% of the player base who can't hit 16,000 power score requirement, they're out of luck. Even normal clan confrontation, where they usually earn badges, scrap metal, is unavailable this week. So yeah, it's pretty rough. After weeks of surprise restrictions, shifting power scores, and player frustration, the devs have finally dropped a roadmap for future Uranium battles. Now, we know the upcoming formats changes to solo and group play, and even new modes for robotic legs and rotor builds. I've been warning you all for a few months now that robotic legs and helicopters were coming to this mode, and now we finally know when to expect them. So without further ado, drop a like, subscribe, and join the Discord if you are interested in all things CROSSOUT and gaming content. And let's check out this schedule. So here is the latest announcement from the devs about the future battles for Uranium, releasing each month's schedule up until about August. Now in April, coming up next month, rotors and robotic legs will still be forbidden. It will be standard PvP missions, assault and encounter, using of course the clan battle maps, and it will be from power scores 8 to 10,000. Also for April, you will be able to play in a group or solo. Now there will be a month in particular where you will only be able to play solo, so we're going to look at that as well. Now, when you're looking at these power score requirements, keep in mind in later this month there's going to be massive balance changes. We've talked about them coming up. We've spent 3 weeks on the test server, so you can check out my previous news videos. I'll leave links in the description for those if you're interested in getting caught up with all the latest buffs and nerfs. But you want to be prepared, because when this power score changes, basically the whole game is going to be different. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of meta is going to be starting in April, when all these balance changes and everything kind of kicks in full gear. Now for May is where we're going to see probably one of my favorite switch ups. Rotors are still forbidden, but robotic legs will actually be allowed. My guess is, unless they release some type of event pass or something, robotic legs might see an increase in market value, especially for console platforms that don't have the market corridors that PC has, so players are in a little bit more control of those markets. I'm just guessing in May we might see a bit of spikes in robotic legs if the developers don't add robotic legs in some type of event pass or some type of other method of earning them. PvP missions with capsules, but without the armored aircraft. So we'll have the kind of arcade style where you'll be picking up capsules for points. I actually really like that mode, and it's from 10 to 12,000 power score, which is a great power score. I wonder how good my imp mech build will be, because I actually really like my imp mech build, so I might have to make some modifications and see if I can improve it. Ooh, by then we might have that accuracy module for machine guns that we've been talking about, and you can take part in these battles in groups or solo. I am generally more of a solo player in this game mode, so that's awesome that it includes solo players. June is where things are going to get very interesting in my opinion, and I am expecting June to be a very, very negative month for the community, because robotic legs are forbidden, meaning that you will be able to use rotors in this game mode, which would be pretty crazy. I'm kind of excited to see what players come up with for meta 4v4 builds using helicopters. Essentially, it's going to be PvP missions with capsules, but without the battle walkers. So as you know, the capsules are going to fall to the ground. Will there be a mix of helicopter and wheel builds in this mode? Say if a group of 4 people join in, what's going to be the meta, the helicopter meta? I know the problem is helicopter in CROSSOUT was met with harsh criticism. It is something that I think a lot of players don't want in the game. They think it splits the player base, yada yada. You know, I don't mind helicopters, but you know, with a game with a niche player base and a community, I do see how all the different game modes start to split up and divide the player base, and it kind of creates longer queue times and things. So, but we'll see how June goes. I'm very curious to see what the helicopter meta has in store for us. Now, July, we come back to rotors and robotic legs are going to be forbidden. Standard PvP missions, assault encounter, 8 to 10,000 power score, but you may only take part in battles solo. So this is going to be no grouping allowed. A lot of people want this. I don't really like, as a solo, I play solo and with groups, but majority solo. I don't really like this whole idea of only playing solo in a team environment, but interesting to see how that plays out in July. They have did this before and it wasn't too bad, but for you solo players out there, July is your month in CROSSOUT. August, all types of movement parts are allowed. So the final month that they have announced here, they're going to allow anything goes, rotors, legs, you know, you name it, you can use it. 10 to 12,000 power score, so raising the bars. PvP mission with capsules, with armored aircraft, and battle walkers. You may take part in battles in groups or solos. So my feedback for all of this is like, why can't we just have Battle for Uranium every week, dude? Why do you have to like wait a whole month in between all these different game modes? Like, yeah, I'm kind of excited about the robotic legs being allowed, but why do I have to wait till when? Like freaking May for robotic legs to be in Uranium battles? Like, just give us a 1 week. Like, they don't need to be doing all this. This is once 1 week a month. It's crazy. But anyway, if you do find this short format of announcements useful, they said to let them know, and they will continue to announce Battle for Uranium this way. So once every 6 months they'll announce the schedule. That could be interesting. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and join our Discord to share your thoughts with the community. I really appreciate you guys checking out our video, our content. Catch me live on Twitch tomorrow and Friday, twitch.tv/shockradio, and I will see you guys there.